Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, March 13th. I'm Ryan Fox, Chief Analyst here at OptionsXO, giving you today's daily market update. So let's jump right into it. Early this morning, we had some interesting results from the revised industrial production month on month coming from the yen side. It's a low impact announcement, but it turned out negative 3.7% underneath the forecast of 4.0%. We also had construction output monthly from the pound side, also a low impact event, but that's negative 2.6% under the forecast of 1.4%. We're expecting some very high impact announcements, though, coming up soon. Within an hour and a half, we're having the Canadian employment change and unemployment rate coming up. We have forecasted negative 3,500 as well as 6.7% forecast. That's forecasted a little bit higher unemployment. So if we see anything higher than 6.7, that's going to really hurt the Canadian dollar. So we can probably take dollar Canadian upstairs if we have a negative announcement there. But more importantly, we have PPI on month. We also have preliminary consumer sentiment reports and inflation expectations at 2 o'clock GMT. That's probably going to happen around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock Eastern time. And we're expecting some interesting results, very positive outlook coming up for this announcement. So we can expect dollar gains to be very, very high later on in the afternoon. If we take a look at the rates on quote list here, we see biggest gains are dollars, Singaporean dollar, euro New Zealand dollar, pound New Zealand dollar, dollar franc, and Australian New Zealand dollar, including also gold up 0.24%, having a high of 1161.77 and a low of 1153.94. If we take a look at the biggest negative gains so far, we see New Zealand dollar, US dollar down negative 0.1%, 1%, excuse me, with a low of 73.259, as well as oil down negative 0.7%, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Aussie yen, as well as pound dollar, euro dollar, and franc and the yens are also down as well. Silver also down negative 0.25%, high of 15.686 and low of 15.539. If we now go to the charts, we can see interesting on the Dow Jones. We saw a big gain of 200 points early in the morning. It was a gigantic price jump. You can see right there, if we take even the hourly look, there's a big price jump early in the morning, or excuse me, early in the afternoon yesterday at 1 o'clock. Here we see 17,628 jumped all the way to 17,809. Now towards 895, brushing against 17,900. Probably going to end up breaking that resistance line at some point later today. Given a positive announcement, it could push even higher to potentially 18,000. If we see another 100-point jump, that would be a 300-point jump in about, or even close to 400 points in one day. That's a big gain, folks. If we take a look at the oil, the US dollar, just to refresh our memory of how strong the dollar is compared to oil, we see an interesting picture here. Dollar extremely high, 99.57 on the scale here, as well as oil down to 46.81. It's very close to touching that low of 44.3, but that did that way back in January, late January. So it's been about almost a month and a half since then, and we're seeing some interesting. It was a retracement here, but we see big dollar gains recently, so that's causing a bit of a disruption in the market, and we're seeing oil respond in suit. That's today's daily market update. I'm Ryan Fox, Chief Analyst here at OptionsXO. Have a great weekend, folks. Happy Friday and happy trading.